Hello, hello, hello. I'm live today just a bit early because I had to get off early, get some rest. So right now, over the next 3 or 4 days, I'm very much in stream when I can mode. Some days it may be earlier than others. Today, it is at this time. I've had a very interesting day. Bad cop, no donut. Hey, Matthew the King. Well, actually, I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. That's why I decided to make a stream about it. I had a very weird experience happen today at work, and that's all I know. It was just weird. So I'll talk about that in a second. And let's see what else. Oh yeah, I think hang on. I think I get to release more memberships because it's a new month, and I've been forgetting to do that. So we'll let me see if I have my powers. Membership gifting. Yes, I do have memberships. So those will be coming up too. Hey, Kane. What's up? Yeah, today we'll do memberships and cop stories and open panel. So I was at work today and I was waiting to talk to my manager and he was in a side aisle helping a customer. So I was like standing in the main aisle, kind of this way, facing the side aisle while he helped this customer. And as I was doing that, this cop walks in through the front door. Yeah, bad boys, bad boys. Let me tell you too. You know me in uniforms. He was Pilots are my favorite. They're right up there at the top, but I think after today, cops might have moved up a notch or two. I mean, he was sexy hot cop. But that's beside the point of the story, actually. So he was in full uniform and he was by himself. And so I don't know if he was there to pick up something or someone called him to. I don't know. And it, I was kind of in the main aisle that you can see from the front door. And it's kind of a big aisle. Hey, Dirt, what's up? And so I'm watching the cop come in the front, kind of walk down the aisle toward me, and I'm waiting on the manager who's in the side aisle. And as he got closer, he kept making eye contact with me. So, and I didn't know. I thought maybe he needed help. Like he's a customer, maybe he needs help. So I made eye contact back, waiting for him to come up to me to see if he needed help. And as he got in my vicinity, I said something like hi, how's it going, or something like I greeted him like I greet the customers. And he says the weirdest thing to me. He comes right up to me and kind of stares at me with that cop stare. And he says, "Are you waiting for someone?" And I said, "Yeah, this guy." And I point in the side aisle where the manager is. And he looks in the aisle and he goes, "The one with the red shirt?" I said, "I said, yeah, that's my manager." I said, "Do you know him?" And he says, "No." And then at that point, the manager was through helping the customers, so he came out of the aisle to see what I was waiting for. And at that point, the cop just walks away. I never saw him again. I thought that was so weird. Like for for anybody really to go into a store where I'm supposed to be the one helping you and asking you questions about why you're there and what you want and what I could help with, and the cop is interrogating me like, "Are you waiting for someone? Is it this guy over here, the one in the red shirt?" And I thought maybe he was here for the manager. I thought maybe the manager called him for something. And he said no, he didn't know the manager either. I don't know what that encounter was, but it had me feeling weird the whole day. I just kept playing it in my head. Like I can't put my finger on it, but there was something weird about that. I don't, and I can't, the other thing I came up with, I said it must be the autism. I came on the cops' radar because I flagged their suspicion filters. Even though I was in my work outfit, it was obvious I worked there. I was engaging him as though he were a customer, and I think he went into this is a suspicious character. Let me see what's going on here. And it was just me standing by myself in an aisle. That happens all the time. It happens in grocery stores with like security people. This is a common thing with autistic people. I did some work with it at my last job, and I think I've mentioned about how we were going to partner with the precinct, the police precinct, to educate them on autism so that they wouldn't unnecessarily flag autistic and mentally ill people as suspicious. Like they would understand but there was something about me, nonverbal, I think that came on his radar. And the way he walked up to me, it's like he was walking right toward me, like he was there specifically to ask me and talk. Like that's the whole reason he was in the store. And so I thought, well, did the store call the cops about like what's going on? I had no clue. My manager didn't know what was going on either. So there was that weird encounter. I talk about cops on here all the time and how I never have a problem with them, but and I didn't really have a problem with him today. But there was just something weird about our interaction outside of the customer staff relationship, our citizen police relationship. People don't understand that most of that's the only thing I can think is there was something. And honestly, I was just standing. I wasn't moving. I wasn't stimming. I wasn't doing anything weird. I was standing like this in an aisle, looking into the side aisle, waiting for my manager, and I turned my head that way, and I saw him. So I had my body like half to the front, half to the side, and as he came up, I greeted him. I'm like, "Hey, how's it going?" And then he started question. He stopped right in front of me and started questioning me, like, "Are you waiting for something?" I work here. Yeah, I'm waiting on all kind of things all day long. Like, why? Why is that a cop thing to? I, all he did was ask me if I was waiting for somebody and if it was the guy in the red shirt. Um, but it was weird. To me, it was a weird interaction. It's not. If he was there to buy something, then it's not weird for me to greet him and he could say, "Hey, can you help me? I'm looking for this thing, and do you know what aisle it is?" Where like that kind of stuff. But he didn't need any of my help. He wanted to know if I was waiting for something. Like kind of like, why are you just standing there in the aisle? Do you need you work here, but do you need something? Do you have a purpose for being in the aisle? No, but I would have. I, I don't know. No, he was just helping a customer. The manager had my supervisor sent me to find the manager to ask him a question, and that's all I was doing was waiting for him to finish helping this customer so I could ask him the question. That's it. It's and the cop walks in right at that moment, and like he almost like makes a beeline from me from the front door. So that's my cop story. Let's see. I'm gonna do some memberships. Let's do five and see who we get with five, and see if that entices me to do more. Because I do them in batches of five. Here we go. Who is going to be our new outliers? Let me see. I'm so excited. Alan, welcome. Uh-oh, Angel. Arpole, Rachel Zinger, somebody named Jen, and Angel, who I think is blocked from the channel. How is it giving somebody that's on the block list a membership? That's weird. I may have to do another batch in a few minutes. So yes, welcome to the new outliers. I would have given him a donut. I would have totally given him a donut. That was the other part of this was I probably would have let him cuff me. I would have let him put me in the little cop car. I would have probably said, "Can we do the light? Can you do the lights?" He was hot. He was, as cops go, he was probably like late 30s, mid 40s. I mean, he wasn't a rookie. Fuzzy pink handcuffs. I'm not that gay. No, I like the metal, the metal, the manly cuffs. Like I wish he had more to say to me than that. I wish he needed help, or I wish there were more reason to interact with him. But then once my manager came over and I could ask he disappeared. He just like whatever he was at the store for, whether he was a customer or somebody had called him to the store. But I didn't hear anything about any kind of cop incident today, and I feel like I would have. So I think he was just he was in full he was in full uniform, and he had like the radio, the it wasn't just like the uniform like a traffic cop. He had gear on him, like when they get called to a situation. He was a little more dressed up than regular street cop. So I thought, well, maybe something happened in the store, and like I don't know if they call for shoplifters or what. I don't. I mean, we have security staff, so I don't know why they would involve the cops. But anyway, I have no idea why he was there. Maybe he was just a customer, and I look suspicious to him because I do that happens a lot with a lot of people. My body language doesn't read it. I think people that pay attention to body language, which I don't. I don't use body language. That's part of the issue. I just use my mouth. I ask somebody if I need to know something. I don't sit there and try to read them. Yeah, I work retail, Diogenes. And s- people that go off of body language, like cops, I guess, and people that have to have experience reading body language, they build up patterns of like what to expect from body language. And when they encounter anomalous body language, it triggers, it's like doesn't match their pattern, and then their brain goes into, uh-oh, body language not matching, not matching, what's going on here? And I think it was something like that happens to me all the time. Sometimes it's the creep factor, especially with women. It can register as creepy. Sometimes it's just the weird factor, weird or strange. He's just a little odd. Um, Depending on who's doing the reading. Mm-mm. I wasn't gonna trespass him. He was too sexy. Mike, don't tease me. Don't get my hopes up. But yeah, I'll save that for tonight. So anyway, enough about the cop. I guess I'll do more memberships. See who it brings to the yard. All right, 5 more memberships. Here we go. I'm so excited. Um, Venus Cupcake, Radio Guru. That sounds familiar. Melanie Cosmic Fox. Oh, Kane! Kane got one. And Toe for Life Chronicles. I've never seen them before in my life. Let me check out their channel. Oh, it doesn't let me see the channel from that. Anyway, those are our new members, so welcome. Uh, oh my god, it's a cop watching channel. Haha. Maybe, or if there's any, are there any cop watchers that want to come on and give their take on this? Because y'all probably know what to look for about cops way more than I do. Joe Cool, are you out there? What do you think about this business? That's what I should have told him. I'm gonna sick Joe Cool on you. Oh, you're welcome. Well, thank you. I know, Alan. Alan, you should have seen this guy. He was like right out of a movie, like right out of a cop porno. He was just my type. Just he had that daddy energy. But I guess he didn't need anything. He just continued on his way. All right, let me check. I checked the news earlier. I don't remember much going on, but let me refresh my memory. It was mostly, oh yeah, the spending bill. Department of Education is going to be cutting the workforce like all the other departments. Military aid to Ukraine. Trump tariffs. He's reversing them on Canada. That kind of stuff. That green card activists that they're trying to deport. And then let me see if I have any tweets. Um, oh wait, hang on. Oh, here's an interesting one. The most annoying thing about noticers, I've been called a noticer before, is that they keep implying that nobody else notices the things that they are on about. Speaking for myself, I'm generally aware of the same facts, but they don't lead me to the same conclusions. I notice that they often conflate fact and opinion. If I had a super chat for every time I said that on here. Like the conspiracy theorists are really not noticing anything that the rest of us are also aware of. They're just putting it together into a completely different story than the rest of us are, based on the same set of facts. Hmm. Here's here's one from Colin Wright about DEI. It's a few paragraphs. I'll go ahead and read it. Democrats will have to come to terms with the fact that DEI isn't effective at fighting racism because DEI is racism. Trying to fight racism with DEI is like trying to extinguish a fire with a flamethrower. Dems want to be perceived as wanting to combat racism more than they actually want to combat racism. In reality, they are incapable of fighting racism because they don't even understand what racism is, which is evidenced by their belief that non whites can't be racist. This is the pinnacle of moral confusion. Despite all the woke rhetoric around anti racism, the reality is clear. The Republican Party currently upholds the core principles of the Civil Rights Act, while the Democrats have not just abandoned them, but have actively turned against them. If a person truly cares about fighting racism, they would support the Republican Party. It's not even close. I don't know if I'd go that far, but I don't know why they're supporting the far left, which the Democrats are very attached to, because they are the active like most of the racism I see, other than anti-Semitism, which is coming from both sides, comes from mostly the left. Oh, and here's one on climate change. I liked this one. Climate change caused by our CO2 emissions is indeed real, but your statement is hyperbolic about its actual impacts. By end of century, the warming rate is most likely near 2.4 Celsius above pre-industrial, which is roughly 1 Celsius warmer than today. It's important, but it's hardly a mass catastrophe. These people reject review of their ideas. So what's their self-correction mechanism? And that's in response to a tweet from this guy that says the inability to react to climate change and the rising CO2 levels will go down as the biggest mistake and disaster ever in the history of human beings. It's going to be far more catastrophic than even the two world wars put together. And this guy is saying it's not that drastic. Relax. Okay, I think that's all the tweets I have. So, well, it is open panel, so if anybody wants to come up, um, I want to start doing more interviews. I really enjoyed talking with Susanna yesterday, and it reminded me just how much I like doing interviews. And this channel was kind of started with the intention of doing way more interviews than I've actually done, mostly because I can't find guests. So if you want to be a guest, any of you can be a guest, and I'll devote like an hour and a half. You could tell your story, talk about your favorite topic, whatever. We could treat it as an interview instead of a panel. Um, Otherwise, I'll just keep finding them wherever I can find them. I look at this channel as a platform on which I facilitate conversations, whether those are open panels, whether it's specific guests talking about specific topics like yesterday, or whether it's me monologuing like I'm doing right now. It's a platform for people to have the conversations that they want to have. I had a hard time finding that for myself, and so I need it for my own conversations, and I am happy to provide it for other people that are also looking for that. Raging Tomato. I've seen her a little bit. I don't know her that well. I'm just gonna say, and maybe I shouldn't, but because I don't really know any of these people. So I'm just giving you my very superficial impression. But when that crispy drama went down, I was a little put off by how Tomato was kind of making excuses and me enabling the crispy thing. And I just I that was hard for me to look up to. You know me, I'm all about accountability, personal responsibility, transparency, cutting through the bullshit. And then there was the debate with her and Oracle, like her and it actually was a clip for one of the panel awards. The clip with Andrew Wilson and Based Oracle, and she was the mod. Oh, petty drama. I think there's something about the brain that visually pleasing people can override a lot about the brain. If you look good, people are willing to kind of cut you some slack in a lot of areas that they wouldn't other people that might be less pleasing to them visually. It's our that evolutionary part of our brain, that desire and attraction and perpetuating the species, whatever that instinct is. It speaks to us on a very deep level. I've noticed boobs do the same thing with guys. That and I mean I say it all the time. None of us we're not completely rational being. We're not 100% like logic machines. There's other factors to us that influence the choices and decisions and reactions that we have. No, not laws. That was the point of the story. I didn't get arrested. My fantasy died as quickly as it began. But I did get confronted, maybe, I think. I'm not sure because the whole thing was just weird. I think I got confronted by a cop, but I don't know if that's what he was doing. Maybe he was just trying to make conversation. Ugly Jesus. You think Jesus is sexy? That's white Jesus, by the way. You know he didn't look that way. He didn't look like that. Even growing up, I knew Jesus didn't look like that, but that was still my image of Jesus. Just like my image of Santa Claus was the Coca-Cola version, even though that's not how the original Saint Nick even looked. Yeah, they do, Mike. It's they've been doing it for as long as I've been alive. They did it in junior high school. They did it in high school. They did it on talk radio and the trashy talk TV shows, the talk shows like Sally Jesse Raphael, Geraldo, Jerry Springer, those types. And the adults were doing it about each other behind their back. I think it's just what people do. But you're saying like some people do it, they amp it up deliberately because it's content. That's just not interesting content. If it had more substance to it, or I thought it offered something of value, or was of some kind of interest to me, I might talk it up too. But I just don't. I don't get anything out of it. It's like I, I think McDonald's fries are less fast food than the drama garbage content. It's like the junk food of internet content. Yeah, I noticed that too. I noticed that about you. They would always complain that I platform you and they would want you to shut up, go away, shut up. And then when you stop talking, nothing happened. There was no conversation, there was no content, the numbers would go down. So it's like say one thing, but reality's telling a different story. Yeah, it could be that too. I've said that for a while that peace is boring, like world peace and everybody living in peace. I think people would get so bored of that after a while that they would just organically generate conflict because I think we need a little bit of conflict to grow and thrive and interact. We're wired for it. So I think in the absence of it, people seek it out or manufacture it or they find their way to get their conflict fix. And then some people like passive fight. They like circle the edge of conflict and drop little hints and little pokes and little, but they don't actually enter the ring and start scratching like the more passive style of people. And the minute they start that, I can detect the conflict and I'm ready to fight. So they think they're being stealth or they think they're being like pacing it or managing it. But the minute they start with that, I'm ready to escalate and press the button to 10 so that we can get the fight on. Yeah, I have no problem with heated cover. To me, that's just passion. That's just people having passionate conversation. Heat doesn't. I'm a Satanist. Heat doesn't bother me at all. It's the kind of the looping. It's just the point. The drama stuff doesn't go anywhere. It's the same record, just the same wobbly little scratched up record playing over and over and over. Warped. All right, I've gone half an hour. I'll go like 15 more minutes, and then if nobody comes up, I'm gonna get myself an early night and rest up for tomorrow. I wish I had more. Let's see who's streaming. Zat Hebrew. Oh, TML is streaming tonight. That's where a lot of the audience is. I probably will, because it makes me wonder what would have happened if the manager would have taken just a little longer with the customer, and the conversation with the cop could have would have continued. Like, where was this conversation going? That's what left me curious. It was an odd conversation, and it only got cut short because the manager happened to finish up what he was doing. But for that, would the cop have continued to talk to me? Would he have asked where something in the store was? Would he have said, "Oh, have a good day," and walked out? I don't know. It was left in mystery. He had that air, like he had the cop walk, like he walked with like he knew he was a cop. He was there with a purpose. He didn't look like he would just walked into the store and was like walking around trying to find something he was looking for. Maybe he knew what he needed and where to find it. Maybe that was the purpose. But he definitely looked focused and there for a reason. Because there's a difference between a cop that maybe Lou. That's what my dream mind is going to play out. I doubt in reality. That's what drew him. I think it was the tism. But there's a difference between an off-duty cop walking into a store and kind of walking in casually and like looking around or going over to some aisle, and a cop walking in like they know why they're there. They're there with a job to do. But I'm not a cop expert. I'm not the right person to analyze cop body language at all. I don't pay enough attention to them. I used to watch the show Cops. Bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? And Reno 911 too, with the gay not gay cops. I think there were a few of them. And then I've probably seen a few Village People videos. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'll end earlier. Markets. I, I've I've kind of heard that. I don't know anything about that. Like, I don't know how to. That happens when people lose confidence in the market and they get nervous and they draw their money out. But Trump's also a businessman. Like, he knows he's not going to be able to push that too far and lose all the business people, the money people. I think they're in there at the controls, just doing this with the buttons and hitting. I'll hit this button and turning this lever just to see what they could do and get away with it. What happens? Oh, really? That sounds bad. Well, yeah, he better figure something out then. He doesn't want that hanging around his neck. The economy was one of the reasons I think that a lot of people turned against Biden. So Trump doesn't want to give the American people the same reason. Yeah, I don't think we do either. I think on an individual level, we have some humans kind of figuring out a little piece of it here, a little piece of it there, but collectively, no. But at the same time, even not knowing what we're doing, look at this amazing world and civilization we've created. It's pretty. What other animal has created what we have? I wonder why, Lou. That's a weird comment to delete. Well, not laws. I keep telling you, just become super rich, and then you can benefit from it too, if it bothers you that much. Rich people getting a tax break doesn't bother me. It doesn't intrude into my world any kind of way. I'm the same type of poor I was before the tax break as after. Is your life not fulfilling enough to focus on? Oh, you know they had a they made a new movie. I had the first Reno 911 movie, and they did a Christmas movie, and they did a patriotic, like something about America, Save America or something. And they were pretty good. The movies are like extended episodes. There's not anything really that makes them any different. Yeah, let me see what it was. I remember it had a lot of patriotic themes. Oh my God, they have one in Miami? Oh, maybe that's the movie. Yeah, it's called nine. No, wait, 911 Miami. But it came out in '07. Was that the first one they did? Oh, here we go. Films. Um, The Hunt for QAnon. That's what it was. It was in 2021, and it's called The Hunt for QAnon. Hey, Untrackable, what's up? That's the one I saw. I knew it was political. It's something to do with politics. They go to try to find the guy behind the QAnon conspiracy, and they end up at a QAnon convention. And then, uh, um, in 2022, they made a Christmas movie for the holiday, like a holiday special movie. And it was okay. It had, who's the gay, the suspect they're always picking up that's gay? Terry, Jerry. It had him in it. He was one of the main characters. He has the real short, tight shorts. Yes, yes, the one on roller skates. Him. They do such good gays on that show. One of my favorite, I don't know if you saw it, Lou, but one of my favorite pieces of footage is the deleted scenes from the original movie on the DVD. They're like on a bus together. It's like 20 or 30 minutes of them just riding in this bus, ad-libbing, just saying all kind of crazy stuff. It's hilarious. Very raw and unfiltered. They just let the camera roll, and they're improving the whole way. In fact, it might even be. Sometimes they put stuff like that on YouTube. Uh, no, I don't see it, but it might be on the internet somewhere. I think it's still going too, or did they finally shut it down? Let me see. No, it looks like that Christmas movie was the last one they did, 2022. Wait, what's Reno 911 defunded? Oh, that's just the name of a season. Is that him, Terry Jasperman? Wait, untrackable. Are you what? What happened? And not Laz. What's wrong with you physically, or did you see something on social media that upset you? This is a lot of news to take in. What? You have? Oh no, genuinely sorry. That sucks. Flu is miserable for anybody. I'm sorry, not loss. Lots of fluids, rest, um, eat when you're able. For me, sometimes that Theraflu helps, but usually just Tylenol or whatever your preferred over-the-counter pain reliever. This is not a medical channel. Don't listen to me. I'll just tell you what I do for flu. And really, it's hot liquids, lots of fluids, Gatorade, and lots of bed rest. I try to be as sedentary as possible and let my body do its thing. Well, I hope you feel better. I really do. Man, that little fan noise is out of control today. Now I got village people stuck on my head. Oh God. I really don't have anything else. I'm pretty tapped out. Hey Helena, what's up? Good to see you. How you doing? I know, I want to know the beard story too. What happened to the beard? I remember growing up, they had a fairy tale book. I think it was it Edward Lear? And they had the old man and all the things that lived in his beard. They had like a, it was illustrated. They had a branch with a bird's nest on it, and a little bird in the nest that lived in the beard. And I forgot what else was in it, but you could go down his beard and see all the things living in it. Let me see if I can find it. There was an old man with a beard. Yeah. Who said it is just as I feared. Two owls and a hen, four larks and a wren have all built their nest in my beard. That's what it was. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna show this picture. I had a strange dream the other day, like 1 or 2 nights ago. I'll tell you a little bit about it. Look, see, there's a before. It was a two-parter, and I'm trying to remember the second part because it's important. Oh God, hang on. The first part, I was up in outer space. I was in some space capsule or space station, and I was looking out of the porthole, and you could see see all the stars out in space. I was looking through it, and something happened to the ship or the whatever we were in. Something happened to it, and we had to repair it. We had to find the tools to repair it, and then I ended up back on Earth, and I went into my past. And it was one of those very vivid dreams from your past that seemed very realistic, but I don't remember the part of my past I went to. And then I remember waking up thinking that I was in the future in space. And then shortly after that, I was on Earth in the past. And I'd had both, like all the polarities in one little intense, vivid dream. God, what was that? When I was little, I used to dream about these scary creatures used to always show up in my dreams, and they were different dreams. One of them had a black dog that was like in a church, and there was a silver statue in the church. I think the dog might have had a silver collar. And he was evil looking. He was one of those mean dogs. And then another one, they had a guy on a skateboard in a black cloak, like a robe. And he rode this little toy skateboard. And you couldn't really see his face, but it was wrinkly. And he had scary eyes. And he would like ride through my dreams on that skateboard. But then this other one was this scary kid called Daredevil or the Daredevil. And he used to be outside my window in my dream. And he had freckles, kind of reddish hair. He was probably about 10 or 11 years old. He had like just a striped shirt, little tiny stripes. He looked like a normal kid, like from a poor neighborhood. He had blue or green eyes, and he had ugly teeth. But he smelled like rotten meat. I remember, I don't know how, if you even supposed to smell things in your dreams. And he showed up in my dreams twice. He was a recurring character. And every time he was in my dreams, he had that rotting meat smell. And he would be outside my window with those ugly teeth, smelling like rotted meat. And he called himself the Daredevil. So those were the dreams as a kid that scared me. And I remember one time I dreamed I was falling off of a bridge or a building. I was falling off of something. And I woke up on the floor because I fell out of my bed that night. But the most interesting dreams to me are the ones that are very, very realistic and you meet people that you know from real life, like your family members or your friends, and and you meet them in your dream and you talk or you do something together and then you wake up from the dream and you feel like you've just formed a deeper connection with them in real life even though all it did was happen in a dream. But it's somehow you wake up feeling closer to that person in real life because of whatever you and this person did in the dream because it's so realistic. And then I have dreams sometimes where Mike shows up. And those are good dreams. I love those dreams, except for when they end, because it's kind of like I can still talk to him. I still get a taste of him and how we used to be, and he used to like, he's not gone forever when those dreams happen. What? Okay. I can't wait to see. Hey, Helena,
Hi, Jeff.
what's up? What's your strangest dream?
It was strange. I dreamt I was in a dry sauna, which I don't know, it might have been like a sweat lodge kind of a situation. And I was just watching beads of sweat pour down my arm, and they became little spiders, and they ran away. So it's like I was sweating
Oh my
spiders.
God.
I don't like them, by the way, spiders, but I don't know what that meant. Um, so that's
Was that recent?
no. Now, the most recent one, I don't know. I even hate to say it, but like I dreamt I was like I dreamt that I was naked at a grocery store. That was recent. Um, some people have those. I don't know. It's like I know
I've had the
insecurity or
naked at
something.
school dreams.
The naked at school dreams. Yeah,
Yeah, when you show up at school and you forget your clothes.
boy, that's weird. But I never had one before, and that was just like last night. And when certain parts of your brain are stimulated, you will smell things. It seems like you can feel the texture of things. I remember one time I dreamt I was going through, I don't know, like there were all these sweaters, and remember what they felt like when I woke up.
Oh wow! In the dream, you felt them.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, if a certain part of your brain is stimulated, yeah, you can smell things, you can touch things. Yeah. So, I don't know. Oh, they're so strange.
Because
I
our
don't know.
brain is it simulates reality, like even waking
Oh, yeah,
consciousness.
it's no, that's how you process reality.
Yeah,
So, but
it's
yeah, so if, part of your brain is like, revved up or something, yeah, that part of your brain will work and it'll trigger maybe a sensory whatever. And, so yeah, that happened. But, yeah, I don't know.
dreams are interesting. I don't believe in them, like that they have any meaning, but
I
they
don't either. I
definitely
think
are
they're,
interesting and fascinating as a phenomenon.
well, I do think if like you're worried about something, it gets interpreted into a dream, but I don't think they're, some people, they think they're, I don't know, you get like psychic premonitions, and I don't, that has never happened to me. Now, when my mother died, I dreamt her a couple times, and some people were like, "Oh, she visited you." It's like, no, she didn't visit me. I dreamt about her. Okay, and so yeah. It is worth reading Carl Jung about dreams, but
That's one of my criticisms of it is that his whole thing is based on the validity of dreams. And if you don't think dreams have that validity, and Freud too, really.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Uh,
as a witness, um, that there is something to be said about watching somebody sleep and watching their interactions. Some people, shake and sweat, and like my my daughter last night. Um, my wife was out of town for work, and my daughter did not feel comfortable sleeping in her room,
Hmm.
so um, we slept, and man, there was the waking up and be like, "Hey, I'm thirsty." It's like I got water, but then there was this moment where she had a knee jerk reaction and kicked me in the butt and woke me up. And I woke up, but she was not awake. And then, like 3 minutes later, 5 minutes later, something like that, she was still not awake, and she belted out like the the laugh of the century, like
while she was
you know,
sleeping.
Was
it
what? Wow.
100%, like like sleepwalking and sleep talking. She laughed, and then she went right back into wherever the hell she was. You know what I'm saying?
Did she remember her dream when she woke up?
I did not ask her.
Oh,
Oh, to find out what she was laughing at. So, do you have something to show us?
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
I will. I will click the button, and it. Hey, y'all,
Here, hang on. I will give you a
it is
solo feature.
it is just my face. The the beard. People talk about it. People ask me about it. People want to know about it. People, every place I go, sometimes the beard is more popular than I am. This is my
hmm,
face.
a little oh,
Oh my God!
look at
Oh,
you. Look at
oh
you.
my! The hair too, dude. What? That's what was under there the whole time.
Oh, look at you smile.
Oh, okay. What is the story? What happened?
I just got fed up with it, and I had been waiting on it for probably several months. Um, but
You got
the the
bored.
day the daylight savings hour change, and
Yeah.
and I was with friendly people, and I said, you know what? Like I said, I, I got donations to do it last year, and
Really?
I gave zero fucks this year. I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna I'm not gonna argue between the places that I have been and the friendships that I have, and you know what? I'm here now, and I really want this off of my face. So I said goodbye.
My
Yeah.
brain is exploding right now. I can't. I
Oh my
can't.
God, your smile is so great. Your smile is so great.
Well, you can't. Sometimes you can't see it with the beard, but you know
Yeah.
what? That
Well,
that was 14 months off of my face,
Wow.
and
Is
now I
this
have
what you
so
looked like
much.
14 months ago?
I have so much moisturizing to do.
Who's
oh,
Titus? Do you know Titus?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Hopefully, it's like a Greek god or something. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. No. Oh my God. Yeah, your smile's awesome. Um, yeah, and you're like handsome and shit.
Wow. Yeah, I still can't
And when you
process.
had the it does the beard make you this is stupid, but does the beard make you feel warmer? Or I don't
it
know.
it it definitely is definitely true that a beard like that blocks the wind. Um, but it doesn't. it's like a give and take sometimes because yeah, it blocks the wind, it can block the cold in the wintertime. But at the same time, if you get a pimple in there,
Ugh.
yeah, you can't go in and get it. If you get an ingrown hair, you can't go in and get it. Like you just kind of have to let things run through, if you will.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
even your facial expression, like I'm
Yeah, I
so
know.
used to some of the faces you made, like with you, you
Oh.
just look so even when you talk, it's a totally different person. Look at that. Wow. Okay.
Oh, Jeff.
Wow.
Jeff is
This is
blown
the
away.
reveal of the century.
And I shaved my head too. I did it last year as well. This is my head.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's just and it's just hair to me because I grew up with buzz cuts.
Hmm.
Um, and then you do the military thing and you're not allowed to have anything. So
Army?
yes,
Hmm. Okay.
and but to have lived like that for so long and be like, hey, I'm a man, and why can't I have a beard? But then even when I got out, like was still working in food, and then I
Oh,
got
yeah.
out of
Yeah.
food, but I had a very strict boss, and he had a policy about hair because he was a military man, and then I found the job that I've been working at for damn near 9 years, and it does not matter what you look like here. So they 100% let me go through my iterations of what I
Hmm.
look like as long as I do my job. You know what I mean?
So
Yeah.
does this mean you're keeping it, or is it gonna grow back? You keeping this up?
I don't know. Uh, I took it off because I got to do some maintenance. I got to do some maintenance to my face.
Yeah.
But whether I'll turn it back on for 14 months, I mean that was a hell of a run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
again, it to me it's just hair. And also having a daughter raised by you know what the way my wife understands like a lady's hair. It's like if my daughter decides that hey, I want to shave my head, be like
Oh,
I'm the one to be like, hey, go ahead and do it.
Right.
It's
What can
just
you
hair.
say?
But my
yeah.
wife has always been a very stereotypical long-haired brunette woman. So
What does your
Yeah.
daughter think of it? Or she's seen you before, right? Before 14 years. I mean, months.
oh yeah, she's
So this is not a shock for your family as much as it is for us.
hey at a minimum, it's been about a year turnaround. So everybody's seen me come and go with this. That is within my close knit. But for the panelverse, they've only seen me shave. They only met me last year, and they saw me shave, and now you guys can see me without my beard. My beard
Wow.
does not define me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It it did. It seemed like it did for a while with some people. That's who you were known for.
Well,
Well,
Jeff, you kind of did the same thing. You weren't wearing your horns for a while.
Right.
Does
Dang.
that really change the belief system and your personality? I don't think so.
No, sometimes I didn't even notice I didn't have them on. You're right. It meant more to the viewers that noticed than to me, my own self concept.
Yeah.
Um,
But
well,
thank you
do
for
you? Oh,
but
go
thank
ahead.
you. I would say thank you for, having that understanding. It's like, hey, this is my face. I'm nobody different. Um, I just I got tired of having the itchy scratchies, and we're going into springtime, and down here in North Carolina,
Oh,
it's about to
yeah.
be 80 degrees tomorrow, and I'm I'm moving on and starting over, and how long it lasts is not a defined thing.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
just, hey, this thing has to go. Whether I'm restarting or whether I'm going to enjoy the warmer weather without hair on my face, that's a me thing. When
Right.
people say like it's a you problem, if you don't like my face, that's a you problem. Me not liking my face, being uncomfortable and whatnot, that's a me problem, and I'm allowed to solve it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just hair.
Spring.
It's
It's
just
just
hair.
hair. Yeah, I always have the urge to cut off all my hair, but that would be a statement because I'm a chick. You know what? It would be like, "Oh, are you sick? Are you, or something." So, but I have a lot of hair. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I understand. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It feels good though when you get a. I like getting haircuts and everything. It feels good.
Yeah.
And I did take out I have this one figure, well, it's not a figurine, it's a little bigger than that. It's spring, or it's gonna be spring officially, and I have a rabbit and I took it out. It's more on the abstract side, but I don't know. I don't know, rabbits, man. Rabbits. They mean a lot of things, but maybe I'm having a mm, Catholic school nostalgia or something. I don't know.
Rabbits.
Even though I think I'm leaning into is really more pagan, but I have trouble mixing the two together because sometimes they blend together to me.
Yeah, I think they blend together
Yeah.
in general, like even in the public.
Yeah.
Easter was always very pagan and religious. You had the Easter bunny, the eggs, the chocolate, all that stuff. That you got toys for Easter. You got stuff. That was but
Yeah.
then you also went to church, and it was this very special mass that was set apart from the normal Catholic church masses.
I guess so, yeah. I mean, but originally, I don't know, Istra, I don't know, she was a goddess and the bunnies did love her, and you can look it up. She was a Northern European goddess, and yeah,
I
they
like
did
it.
incorporate a lot of this stuff into, Catholicism because it's so old. The religion is old enough where everybody at the time was pagan and they wanted converts, and so they
Hmm.
didn't want people to, give up everything they believe, so they just blended all this stuff.
They kind of
Yeah.
did that a little bit with Christmas too,
Oh yeah, yeah.
which I
Yeah,
guess
the
that's
tree.
why those are the two most interesting of the religious holidays.
Hmm. Yeah, and we're gonna go into Lent soon, so there's gonna
We're
be a
in
lot of
Lent.
what's that?
We're in Lent. That started Wednesday.
Yeah, right, right, right.
Last Wednesday.
But
We're a
yeah,
week. We're a week into Lent. 5 more to
yeah,
go.
fish and chips
Oh,
everywhere,
right. Seafood on
flowing fish and
Friday.
chips. Yeah,
That was a big deal growing up. You couldn't find any kind of meat on
yeah,
Friday. Everybody ate shrimp, crawfish, fish. They served seafood at school lunch, everything.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, there's all that, and I don't know, but
Well,
it's nostalgic.
something that I think about is I more on the natural, the worldly, the visible is like okay, once winter starts to relent, it is the birth of a new year. and I think that could be translated into metaphor for Christ and yada yada yada. And
Hmm.
then you have to let go of last year. So maybe that was part of me letting go of last year's hair on my face, and I will be reborn again
Yeah.
once the hair starts growing back and getting to look and feel, more comfortable, because just as uncomfortable as having that beard was, and as much as it meant to me, and much as the hair on my face worked for me throughout the winter, um it is just as uncomfortable having a raw face that hasn't seen the sun in quite some time. So it's just how you look at it. And if people want to, go Jesus Christ and put ash on their foreheads, God bless
Jesus.
them. But
Wow.
you know, I
Maybe
I
I
am just a human being, and I will continue to circle this earth and keep moving forward.
That's
should become a
inspirational.
blonde. Yeah. Maybe I'll bleach my hair.
Oh,
No, I
for
can't do that. I'll
spring.
look terrible. Yeah, yeah, just to reinvent myself, but no, I can't be a blonde.
I
I
could
would look
shed my
terrible as a blonde.
antlers.
You could shed your antlers, yeah. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I don't know. I don't, but yeah, to glow up your look, that does give you a certain feeling. Sometimes it's nice. It's really nice. It's like, hey, I could change my look and feel different. So yeah, I'm all for that.
What's Culver's? Is that a chain?
Culver's?
They have fish.
I don't know what part of the country that's
Culver's
in.
restaurant. Frozen custard butter burgers. What is that? That
What?
sounds nasty.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that sounds terrible. Actually, that sounds terrible.
A delicious butter burger.
Ooh.
I'm
Oh,
intrigued.
They don't really say
oh, it
what it
sounds like a
is.
pudding, like a burger made of pudding, or I don't know. I have
Fresh,
no idea.
seared fresh, never frozen beef. But what's. Hang on, let me look into this. Do they put butter on it? That sounds gross. Served on a lightly buttered toasted bun. So they butter
That
their
just
buns.
that just sounds like a burger to me.
Do you put butter on your burgers? On your bun? I'm trying to
Um,
I
think. I'm trying to
I
think
don't.
if that's normal or not. Like if that's
Well, there's
I've
usually what
always
I've
a
restaurants do.
I've
they.
worked in fast food, and so I worked at Hardee's when I was in high school, and we had the butter rollers, and then you put them through the machine that would lightly toast them, yada yada yada.
Hmm.
But in my experience, like I love a grilled cheese sandwich, but
Mm.
I don't use butter. I use mayonnaise.
Oh, I've read. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Like grilled cheese and mayonnaise. Mayonnaise.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
like I know what
instead,
you do. I
in
bet you put it on the outside of the bread and you put it in the pan and like that.
yeah, it's not about mayonnaise inside, so that way you have
Right.
a mayonnaise sandwich. We use mayonnaise instead of butter on the outside,
Yeah. Well, I
and it
mean, yeah.
gives one, you need to know your stove, you need to know what you're doing, you need to know your temperature, but mayonnaise does a much more golden than butter does, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think you're right with grilled cheese. Now the problem is like if I'm not eating grilled cheese, that mayonnaise is going to go bad because I don't use it for anything else.
Oh,
But yeah, so it's like okay, yeah, sure if I make grilled cheese, but yeah, then the mayonnaise goes bad, you know. so I don't buy mayonnaise very much.
We
But
used to
I
eat
do.
this stuff called
Okay,
Greek
I am
Greek
okay with
bread.
mayonnaise on other stuff, but when it comes to a grilled cheese, yeah, use mayonnaise. Don't use butter.
There was this stuff called Greek bread growing up that everybody would make. It was like a piece of French bread with mayonnaise on it and cheese, like I think mozzarella or provolone,
It
shredded
was called
cheese, and
Greek
black
bread.
olives, and then you put it in the oven and you melt the cheese and the mayonnaise melts, and everybody would like bring it to parties and stuff, like as an appetizer.
Huh.
It was pretty good, but it was very rich with mayo.
It sounds
It's
it
like
sounds
garlic
rich.
bread, but with mayo instead of butter, I guess.
I'll tell you what, you know what I do miss? I cook a lot, but I don't bake. I'm not a good baker. And my mom, this time of the year, she would make so many loaves of Easter bread. And every time I bring it up, like here, people know what it is, but nobody else knows what I'm talking about. It's like, Easter bread.
Hmm. I was about to ask.
You don't know what it, okay. Well, it's like a sweet bread and it has anise in it. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Certain churches they
Okay.
would braid it and they put like one Easter egg in the center sometimes.
Oh, I'm
It
looking at
was
it now. I've never heard of it.
oh yeah, I
Oh,
do miss
I
that.
see.
I do miss that. I
This stuff, yeah, it has
oh yeah, there you
the
go.
little seeds on it. Look at
Yeah,
this.
anise. Anise. Yeah. So we have it here because the nationalities, the ethnic groups that, made those, a lot of them are here where I am. But yeah, I miss it because I'm not really a good baker, so though I can buy it at one little Italian grocer. But she used to make so much of it, and she was such a gifted baker, and it was just great. And then we would eat it for breakfast, um, usually with butter. But yeah, so
Hello.
I don't know.
Hey, Busker.
Wow, man, I gotta say, dude, you look a lot different without that beard. And you do have a great smile, I gotta say, bro.
He does.
Yeah, dude, you have a good smile.
Look at that. Look.
He had a good smile even with the beard, but it really comes through now.
I gotta find something on my TV to make me brighter. Uh,
To make some what?
I'm
Well,
trying to find something to make me brighter, like a white.
Oh, I said fritters. We're talking about food and
No,
all the.
no, brighter. This thing is
hey,
dark.
uh, I'm gonna cam off, and then I'll show you guys what I look like um 20 years ago, and you make the decision of how I'm making progress. Okay.
Okay.
Cheers.
Wow.
Bye.
I'm excited. For not lost. Sometimes when I have a fever, like Tylenol will help to bring it down. But seriously, call if Canada has some kind of like hotline you can call and ask, get medical advice. See what they tell you, because that seems high.
What's his
Oh,
temperature? What is it? What's his temperature?
What?
oh my, wow.
What? No
Look
way!
at you.
No way! Where is that face in that picture? Where that's I don't see it at all. The eyes are different, the nose is different, the smile is different. You look how old were you? That's you at 20?
I was probably 22.
That
Oh,
looks like a 14-year-old kid,
Hell no.
a little
Yeah,
mischievous kid too.
I was
Oh man.
definitely.
Wow.
hey, you're changing your light from red to blue?
No, this thing is me.
Yeah.
Yeah, this my monitors.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
screwed up. It turns me like look at this shit. I can't even.
That's your monitor. That's just your monitor. Okay.
It's the
It's
webcam
the
is
monitor.
it's turning, and I can pull it down, and then it can turn it like it should be. But if say I like my bowl, I might turn blue again. Let's see.
Oh, oh wow, that's pretty cool. It's you're
Yeah.
purple.
Little
And
bluish there.
it's
Yeah.
still blue. Oh fuck.
When it
The
was red,
blueberry
it looked
girl.
like you were developing film, like back in the old days.
Oh man.
I'm
Hey,
still. I gotta going from the beard to this, but then
Yeah, I
going
know
from
it's.
this to
I know
that
my mind
picture.
is
It's like
blown.
a double, triple brain spin.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but that picture was incredible. Wow.
I still don't see it. Like, there's no way I would be able to pick this person from that photo.
I think it looked like you. I think, you know,
I mean, you talk about 20 years.
yeah.
Maybe I developed resting bitch face. Maybe
No,
I've
what?
I don't know that
What the
the
fuck is
picture
that?
looked more bitch face
What the
than
fuck is resting bitch face? I don't know what that means.
it's something gays have.
I
Oh,
don't
no, I thought it was
And
something women
women,
had.
some women.
Yeah, when you don't smile. That's it.
Well, I
You
guess
don't
my
smile.
mom
It's like,
has that. Yeah, my mom has that big time. More, it's like she has the resting frown face eternal.
hey, trust me. I'm married, and my wife she works so much remotely that she's staring at a computer. She's holding her face down and staring at a computer all day. And when she has to do a live, like a what do you call it? Like a stream or something. She
oh,
holds her head up and she's talking to people just like this. But when she's just staring at paperwork that's on the computer, it's like catfish.
well,
And
you know,
I'll walk by her and not say not a damn thing because hey, you are busy and I'm just walking by you. But you got that resting bitch face, and she already knows. Her and I have had this conversation. But when you are staring intently and you give zero fucks and you're holding your head down and your chin sucks into your chest and you are not happy about anything that you're looking at, you're just doing work. It's like, yeah, your cheeks tend to push your lips down and
hmm
Well, like there's that phenomenon with musicians of all sexes, are both sexes. Like so, like drummers get it too, man. Like my brother, he got that weird resting face. It was so fucking weird. Um,
yeah,
sorry.
that intensity. It's that
yeah,
I'm not happy, I'm not comfortable, but I'm gonna rock this job. You know what
Yep,
I'm saying?
yep. It's like yeah, like in what's the word? Concentration, but like more than
yeah.
that, it's like it's more like determination. It's I don't know what the word I was looking for, but it's like you're very passionate about it. That's for
hmm
sure. When you're
Yeah, I
that,
dated a drummer. I dated a drummer. He had that.
yeah, man. Yeah, the drummer face, man. All
Yeah.
right, so this isn't booze. This is
What is that?
kombucha.
Concentrate.
Oh, okay.
Kombucha. Yeah, and
Oh, yeah.
it's pretty
Is
damn good.
you're doing
Product
that for your,
placement.
are you drinking that for your stomach for
Actually,
digestion?
no, but it does help.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've been taking well, I don't know this stuff called Senecode. I don't know if you want to know about that, and it's
But I
good.
heard people, yeah, they talk about it like it's a probiotic or something.
Oh
And
yeah, yeah. There's probiotic in it, and there's black tea, green tea, and
uh-huh.
I don't know, some sort of flavoring. I don't know what they use for flavoring. I don't know if there's any real fruit juice in this. But it
Hmm.
says mint limeade, right? So it tastes minty and it tastes a little like lime. They did a
Oh.
pretty good job. It's not like it's I gotta say, comparing this to drinking like a any kind of soda, that sugar is like a compared to this, it's like this real mellow intake with sugar, a Coke or whatever. It's just like a blast of like stuff you don't need, you know? You know what I mean? It's just like
Well, I don't know. I guess you mean like the combination of all those things isn't exactly yummy or something, or it's like who thought to put these things together? Is that what you mean?
no, I'm just saying the sugar, like high fructose corn syrup in the sodas. It's mellow.
Oh, okay.
It's basically invades your body. Like
And
Yeah.
and I can speak on that to an extent because I am an alcoholic
Oh.
currently, and I also work for a soda beverage distribution company, so I get to try all the stuff and the high fructose corn syrup and the replacements for natural ingredients. So I can't speak on the sambuca because I've never done it, but
kombucha.
uh, but
Yeah,
I understand when you take something in, um, it,
yeah,
it becomes part of you.
Hmm.
yeah. I guess in a way it kind of does. I'm sure. Yeah, like everything I eat, we are what we eat, right? That's what they always said. And
Yeah,
I believe that's probably, I mean, in a sense, true. In a sense. And I
Yeah.
found something really, really good. Uh, this strain called beach cake, and it's got terpenes out the yin yang, and that's like more important to me than THC at all. I mean, they're both needed, but the terpenes I think are really the more medicinal side of marijuana for sure.
Oh.
The terpenes, that's like the essential oils, like you'll like there's a list of whatever's in this flower, and it's got this limonene that's in orange peels, tangerine peels, lime peels, whatever. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Myrcene is in hibiscus, geraniums, mangoes. Um, if you eat a mango before you smoke doobie, it kind of improves it.
Really?
Like, like an hour before you smoke, or like 45 minutes to a half an hour. What, half an hour to 45 minutes?
I never heard that. Wow.
Yeah, and also, oh, sweet potatoes are great. Um, but that's best with sativa, I find. I mean, like that's the way I find it, is my opinion.
Wow.
Sativa hybrid. Now I'm gonna smoke a cigarette. I've waited for I guess maybe 2 hours, so that's pretty good.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll have one too.
What are you
Yeah,
having?
a cigarette. Oh
Oh,
man, I, I made myself great again.
Rats. I have to okay, open up a new pack.
a couillon, Mr. B. How, what? How do you know couillon? That's a Cajun word.
Hey Jeff, did you ever see when Anthony Bourdain did those? He did a couple of
Yeah,
episodes.
he went to
Yeah,
the
okay.
Cajun
You already
Mardi
know what
Gras.
I'm talking about.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. He did one episode where it was like what I don't know what they called Cajun country, and then he did one in New Orleans. But you saw those then, huh?
Yeah.
What did you think about them?
I didn't. I didn't know Anthony Bourdain that well. That's one of the few
Did
episodes
he
I even watched.
like the roadkill and shit on that one?
I
I
don't
don't
remember
remember him eating
roadkill.
roadkill.
That maybe that was Steve-O, yeah, like Steve-O from Jackass. He went to
I
Louisiana.
think he went to a boucherie where they killed a pig.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I think
Yeah,
they,
Cajun country boucherie with
but
turtle stew
they
yeah,
all
I think they gave him the gun and he shot
and
the
the
pig himself.
crawfish
like
boil. Yeah,
awesome,
I'm looking at it
awesome
now.
and gravy. Like that was so gross looking. Oh my god, you could see its skull and teeth. It was so disgusting.
I just remember they're like, "Would you like the honor of killing the pig?" And they gave him a gun, and
No,
he shot it twice in the head, and I think he
no,
said something like,
Steve-O
"Two in the
doesn't.
head, you know they're dead," or something, or I don't know,
Dude,
something like that.
Steve-O doesn't do that. He's like total.
I don't know. I'm not familiar with Steve-O.
He,
I know who he is, but I don't know much
from
about him.
Jackass, he's like an animal
Yeah.
activist. He's like totally.
Oh,
He's totally.
I don't know so much about
He went vegan for a long
the
time
specific
too.
traditionaries of cultures, but I do know that people do have them, and when they do something special to make a meal, um, uh, this is how we get ours. You know what I mean? These are not frozen chicken nuggies. This is not some restaurant that's going to give you a steak to your order. You will go the live animal all the way down to the meal itself. So
That's like old school, total old school.
well, I
Little
just
too old
remember
for
that they
my
used every part of the pig.
dude. They're
And
like every culture has their like they have similar gross tastes as far as like maybe not
Oh
gross.
yeah, all cultures have
Like
their
I went
gross
to
taste
England and
to
they had
outsiders.
haggis. They, my girlfriend at the time's mother was lesbian living in England because they used to live in England, but she moved from England to America with her father because they got divorced. And I went to go visit the lesbian mother, and she was cool, and so was the other lady. And but we had this stuff. My God, it was called haggis. It was like
uh,
it was
yeah,
gross.
isn't that goat pancreas?
It's like
We have a Scott in the chat, or we did. Alan, do you eat haggis?
it's like a stomach filled with all kinds of weird shit. I forget, man. It was so long ago. It was like in the
Here, I can look it up.
90s.
It's
Oh,
Back
Scottish, I know that.
back in the 90s. I can't remember exactly, but I remember it was
It's
gross.
a pudding containing sheep's pluck. What is sheep's pluck?
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Minced with chopped
well,
onion, oatmeal, suet, spices, and salt, and cooked while
well,
traditionally encased in the animal's stomach, though now an artificial casing is often used instead.
uh-huh. Do you know what the comedian Billy Connolly said about Scottish food? He said it's all based on a dare.
Maybe it wasn't haggis then. Whatever it was, it looked
Oh
like it
my
was
god, it looks
like, and it
disgusting.
smelled like stomach acid.
Heart, liver, and
Yeah.
lungs. That's what sheep's pluck is.
Like the boudin I had down in
Oh,
Louisiana.
boudin is so good.
That was I had that at the Savoy Music Center on the Saturday when they had that jam, and he had this boudin sitting. Forgive my pronunciation, but yeah, boudin sitting
Boudin.
on the counter, and I'm like,
This looks like a big thing of boudin
it looked good.
in a sack instead of in a tube.
Yeah, that's
It's
kind
in
of
a
like I
sack.
remember that's exactly what it was like. But what I had, I smelled like fucking vomit. Like, and
Oh,
that's kind of like what that boudin, like that. I guess Mark Sabo had made that with his own animals, and when you add a lot of everything, you get the smell of stomach acid, and you have
Oh,
taste like vomit. And the only thing that saved it for me was the fact that I was drinking the night before and I was still drunk and I was still drinking when I got there. And then I ate it and I thought, well, I didn't eat also, so
Oh.
I had to eat something. But the thing that saved it was is how spicy it was, man. Because
Hmm.
I'm sucker for really
Hmm.
spicy shit. Even if it tasted bad, I was just like, well, down it goes.
Well,
What's your
yeah,
experience, Jeff,
Hmm?
no.
with boudin?
What?
The sausage. What's that? Your experience with that sausage? That weird sausage?
Boudin?
Yeah.
Oh, it's delicious. It's rice and meat, mostly like ground meat. But growing up, I mean, even now, some people put liver in it. And as kids, we did not like the one with the liver, so we would always have to ask, "Does this Buddha have liver in it or not?" And then the grown-ups would have to like.
And
Usually, they'd have to get some with liver and some without for the kids.
is that? I don't know if it was liver that I had. I don't know. Maybe it was liver chopped up in there, but it tasted like stomach
It's
acid.
usually beef, ground beef, sometimes with liver, and rice and seasoning, and like
It,
some
it
little bit
to
of
me,
green onion. It's a mixture, and they put it in a synthetic casing, kind of like a sausage,
or
but it's
sometimes
real soft and warm.
I think the
But
old
they used to use the pig intestine
yeah,
as the casing.
that's the old school. Yeah, and I think that the stuff I had was old school because it tasted like vomit.
Oh yeah, I don't think we've had. Put it this way: if I've had the sheep intestine version, I did was not aware of it as a kid.
It, I can
It's just
still
it's
remember
cheaper, it's more efficient, it tastes better to just use the synthetic casing.
it was
Besides,
tasty.
a lot of people don't even eat the casing. You kind of eat the rice stuff out of the casing, and it leaves this little ring of casing
Oh.
that you just throw away.
Oh.
And if you guys have ever heard about like menudo, you know what I mean?
The
The
Menudo.
band?
Mexicans eat that.
It's the
Yes.
Mexican soup that they eat on Sunday. And something that my Mexican friend told me, it was like, hey, we eat menudo when we're grudo. And grudo means like hungover, like fucked up.
Oh,
And
yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, it's like when people talk about pho, that I'm gonna get in trouble here. That soup with the egg and the noodles, and people they say they like to eat that
What
after they're hungover.
egg drop
Pho?
soup? Is that
Am
egg
I
drop?
saying it wrong? Maybe I'm saying it wrong. I
Is
don't
it
think
Egg.
I am.
What is it?
egg
Pho?
drop soup? I've heard of egg
That's
drop.
what you get at the Chinese restaurant. The
Yeah,
yellow version. The hot and sour
but
is
maybe
the
there's well, I've heard of
spicy
egg drop
version.
soup, but maybe there is a kind of soup that you put an egg in. I just eat them raw, man. I've been eating raw eggs for a long time now.
Oh, I love pho. That discovered that in Seattle. That's one of the few things up here I acquired a taste for.
What, raw
Oh,
eggs?
Pho. It's
pho?
Vietnamese, I
Oh,
believe.
okay.
Yeah,
Soup.
okay.
It's a big
Yeah.
On
soup.
page.
Yeah.
They make it in like this
Yes.
huge trash can, and they ladle it out with what are the bean sprouts and
There's a
basil
lot of
leaves.
stuff
It's
in it.
so good.
There are different versions too. And but I hear that people when they're hungover they like to eat it. Makes them feel better. So,
Yeah, it was a hearty meal. Like you could make a whole meal off of pho. We used to go out for pho all the time.
oh, what's that noise?
Probably my fan.
Oh, it might
It's,
be my laptop because it sounds like a
I
well, I
have it on a.
somebody said it sounded like a vibrator. I'm like, well,
So does mine. We're
an
dueling
old, an
vibrators.
old Dell, so it must be a Dell Doe.
Yep. Mine's a
Dell Doe.
dildo as well. We both have our dildos gone.
oh, that would make
I
it
have my mic set on reduced background noise, hoping that will help. But
Oh,
maybe not.
that would make it a dual dough.
A dildo.
or
Maybe that's it.
dueling
Like Busker and I on at the
dueling
same
toes.
time. Maybe that's why you're hearing it.
Yeah, like dueling banjos. Dun, 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 dun.
Dueling dildos.
Dueling Deldos. Deldo. Dude, it's a Deldo. You remember those ads? Dude, it's Adele.
Yeah, I remember that yeah, I remember that young guy. Yeah.
It was
Something
so
happened to him. He went
it
to
was
jail or
annoying
something.
as
I don't know.
shit, dude. That used to irritate the fuck out of me. I was like,
Dude, you're getting Adele. That's what he used to say. Yeah, dude, you're getting Adele.
or yeah,
Yeah.
or you're getting Adele, or dude, it's Adele. It's one or the other. Forget. That was a long time ago. It was like what, like 90s or something,
Yeah, I
or
think
early
so.
2000s maybe. I don't know. This laptop must be from the early 2000s because it's got a CD-ROM drive. It's a refurbished thing my dad just picked up because my other laptop died because I spilled vodka in the laptop. I mean, in the keypad, and it just went dead completely, and they couldn't save it. Nobody could save it. So
Gosh.
he had to have this thing refurbished, whatever this thing is, this Dell Doe, and it makes this vibrating noise, and it has since I've gotten it, and it's still got the CD-ROM drive, and unfortunately, it doesn't play CDs at all.
Oh, they don't put those in anymore.
I know this thing is
Yeah.
ancient. This
I
thing is
got a brand new one 5 years ago, thinking I was gonna get a DVD drive with it.
yeah. I mean that's like I'm
Because I
so
was gonna use it to like watch movies as well as internet stuff, and
that's right. Yeah,
now I have to like pay for all the movies all over again to download them to stream
yeah.
them.
It's fucked, man. It's like
Mm.
okay, oh well, you can't use your DVDs anymore
No,
because the
not, at
Chinese
least
won't
not on
do it.
this Delta.
Chinese gave up on doing that for us.
They're weaning us off of hard media.
Well, however, whatever the reason was, it just sucks.
Hard media?
Yeah, like DVDs, CDs.
Oh, I see. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, I've been paying attention to gaming, and you don't really buy the hard media anymore. You download the
Download
game,
it. Yeah,
but at the same time, yeah, I think they're leaning towards just like Netflix style type of stuff to where you don't even just download the game, you subscribe to the publisher, and and then you have access to the games. You know what I mean?
As long
Hmm.
as you pay the monthly fee.
Yep. And
Yeah,
it,
that's
it
how
could
the
it, it could get quite expensive.
I bet.
Uh, but if you are a gamer, just like if you are a watcher of the shows, Netflix keeps getting more and more and more expensive
I
because
don't know
it started
why.
very cheap, but it keeps gaining in price. Um, but they are getting a cable is basically gone
Yeah,
in my opinion. So it's like, hey,
Yeah.
if I want to watch such and such a show, then I need to have such and such a subscription.
right.
Well, uh, I don't play games like on the widespread. I'm not a big gamer, but to the one or two or whatever that I do, um, instead of buying the game, I could possibly be required to subscribe to them and then have to get what I get out of it. You know what I mean?
I've never
Because
heard of
Hmm.
that.
because I tend to do racing, and I'm on console. So if I want that to happen, I may need to subscribe to that game. But if
That's
I don't want to play everything, well, at
cons-
least I won't have to because I've gone down that road of no, it's not just Xbox Live. It's the oh man. I don't even know what it's called, but I subscribed to something that gave me so many options, and I wound up paying for something for a year that I never used. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And somebody's driving around on a little zipping bike, a zipping zoomer outside there. The zipping zoomer, whoever the fuck that is. Well,
Pole position. That's the one I remember.
oh yeah,
That used to be a
Is that the
cartoon.
one where you crash? You could
that,
crash off the road? That's
that's
probably the
always.
parts I remember.
Do you remember when it was a cartoon?
Pole position?
Yeah,
No.
brother and a sister,
No. Like Speed Racer?
sort of.
Speed
Yeah,
Buggy. That's
and
what I'm thinking of, not Speed Racer.
no,
Pole
Pole
position.
Position. Yeah, it was a cartoon, and it was a brother and sister, and the theme music was like Pole Position,
I'm looking at it
and
now. No, I've never seen this
I
before.
never saw
yeah,
that either. That's like, was that on Saturday television?
84, 85. Oh, so like 1 year in the mid 80s.
yeah,
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 that's.
and I remember it. I don't know why, but
I was watching
No. I think I had stopped watching cartoons by then. That's probably
GI
oh,
why. There's a
Joe.
whole generation of cartoons I just completely missed out on,
Yeah, there's.
wow.
I
except
remember
for
my
He-Man.
nieces and nephews watching a lot of shit that was just like goofy, man. It's just like, and then it gets worse as the years go on. It gets woke and all kinds of weird shit. It's just like,
Yeah, do you guys remember? Do you remember the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon?
oh
Unfortunately, yes.
yeah, kind of.
I loved it, Jeff. It was so. It was all about archetypes, really.
The characters were they were from for as a player of the actual game, I was a huge D&D nerd. The characters were so disappointing.
Well, yeah, I guess
They were cartoon. It didn't have the gritty realism that we went for in
yeah,
the actual
you're
game.
right. They watered it down, but I still liked it. And if you watch the introduction to the cartoon, which they always played, it gives you an idea of what an archetype is. You know, when he named them, you remember when Dungeon Master named them? That's
Oh,
all.
Dungeon Master. I forgot about him. The little
Yeah,
Yoda-like creature.
yeah. Well, they arrived there, and he gave them names and weapons, and it was like I don't know. I felt like he tapped into certain parts of their personality, and it's like you're the ranger, you're the cavalier, you're the barbarian,
Because they came
and
from the normal world.
here they
Yeah.
came from here. Yeah. Um. So every once in a while, I go on YouTube and I watch an
Uh,
episode.
well, maybe I'll I remember Uni. I hated Uni so much.
No, Uni's
He was trying.
cute.
There's such thing as too cute. Like you try. Shows can try too hard to be cute. Like Baby Yoda and George and Uni was just trying too hard to be cute. Too cute.
Well, I don't. Yeah, some people complain about Uni, but um, I don't know. I liked Uni, but I don't know.
That
But
must be
Uni was a baby girl,
that's before
unicorn.
my time, dude. What year was this?
Like 80s,
Hmm,
like 84,
yeah,
85.
yeah, something like that. Yeah,
So I was watching Transformers and GI Joe and shit like
yeah.
that.
I watched GI Joe.
Yeah, I used to love that kind of shit, but you know, it is what it was. What it was.
Yeah, I did watch GI Joe. Um, I don't know. Yeah, I love how they all had code names.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they had some weird ones, dude. Like and some of the villains had some weird names.
They did.
From
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah.
what I remember, it was kind of weird, dude. Like, in a way, kind of, I don't know. They were kind of stupid names, I thought. Back even when I
Well,
was
I
a
think they ran out of names, and I think they just started like grasping it. It's like, okay, God, we used all these names. What are we
man,
gonna name this guy? You know,
Dude, you almost made me laugh about this stuff through my nose.
Oh,
Yeah, it's funny. You just made me laugh, and I was taking a sip of this kombucha, and I had to stop it from going through my sinuses because I
oh, no. Oh,
was
no.
laughing. Oh, God, that was funny.
No, one of the characters was named Shipwreck. He was
Yeah,
actually named Shipwreck. It's like, wow, that's a really.
yeah, it's like a shipwreck. Okay, so what's his problem? Is he like really, you know,
Well, I mean, he was in the Navy, but it's like, were you
that,
bad in the
that was
Navy if
wrong
your
with
name is
him?
Shipwreck? It's like,
Was he a drunk or like what?
I don't know.
Dude,
I don't know.
I've been
I don't
there.
know.
I understand what you're saying, untrackable, because yeah, I'm an alcoholic too. I just have to.
Oh,
I can't quit all at once. It doesn't work like that for me. I have to cut it out. Like maybe I'll now I have it once every holiday, or like the last time I had anything was on that holiday. Was it Mardi Gras? Was the last time I had anything. Before
Yeah.
that, I used to drink every fucking night. I would have like maybe a pint of whiskey every other night, and I
Well, at
got
least you
fat.
spaced it out.
What's that?
At least you spaced it out.
Yeah, well, now I'm just like I can't do that kind of shit no more. I can't. I'm just the MS holds the whip in the chain. Well, yeah, you'll figure it out. But then I've been doing better things for myself, so I didn't have a real bad hangover. Not hangover for MS is not like
Oh,
a,
for Mardi Gras?
yeah, it
Oh,
wasn't
nice.
it
Good.
wasn't like a headache or nothing. It's just like this thing where MS makes everything worse. Your walking is worse, and you start to. It's bad enough that I have it normally. When I try to walk, I'm like a broken robot. Like my legs like bounce up and down because of tremors and shit. And
Mm.
I can walk around as long as I'm grabbing onto shit. So I'm like a spider monkey. And then
hmm.
downstairs, I got to use a walker because otherwise I'm have to walk against the wall and try to grab onto anything I can.
Oh,
Um, that's a hazard. Can't do that. Yeah,
Hmm.
things have changed in the past 5 years, especially. Um,
Yeah. What do you mean? Like what?
my MS and everything else. You
Oh,
know, everything else went down the tubes for a while, and still kind of is, I think. Right?
yeah. Yeah.
It, it, when it comes to admitting things, um, admitting will could possibly lead to you know change and and whatnot. Um, I do not say what I say lightly when I admit things, and
Yeah. I mean,
like
like,
things about yourself?
did you have to like? Did you not realize you're an alcoholic when you were an alcoholic or going
Oh,
through?
I didn't even realize he was an alcoholic.
Well, he admitted that. He said that, right?
Oh,
Right? Untrackable.
yes,
So, like, did you know you were an alcoholic while you were an alcoholic, or did you just kind of like block it out and not accept it?
it it is a long road, and it is a very independent thing. Um,
Yeah, totally. You got to do it on your own, right? That's the only way to.
Hmm.
You got to get it out. Like, you got to have your own willpower to get out of it. I mean, you need support for sure. Uh, I don't need support. I'm fortunate, but I'm very unfortunate at the same time. Uh,
Hmm.
yeah. No, I had no idea. I thought you enjoyed a few
Jeff, you need to
cores
fix your
after
antlers.
work.
Your antlers are crooked, Jeff.
Oh
They're
God,
a little crooked, a little bit,
I bet.
just a little, just a touch.
There you go.
Looking good, man. Looking good.
Yeah.
Looking like the devil with antlers. it it kind of reminds me more of not Satanism, but what's the word? The other Wiccan. It
Oh
reminds me
Uh-huh.
of
God.
Wiccan.
Yeah, I used to be a Wiccan
That for
way
some
back when.
reason the antlers remind me of Wiccan. I don't know why.
Uh,
I have to
oh,
do.
the male consort. Maybe
That,
that's
Oh
why.
yeah, the horned one,
Yeah.
yeah, something like
Thundernos.
that.
Yeah.
Dude, why am I lighting another cigarette?
Yeah, I dabbled. I totally dabbled.
Dabbled.
Uh-huh.
I wonder if it was a generational thing. Like, did our generation just dabble, or maybe all the generations do
I don't
at some
know.
point?
I knew
I
I
don't
knew
know.
I knew people that were Wiccan back in the punk days.
I had the book of what is it? Buckland's Book of Witchcraft.
Uh-huh. Yeah, do you remember the movie The Craft?
You're headed out.
Yeah, dude, that was like the '90s, wasn't it? Oh, you're
Yeah,
right.
Untrackable.
I think that.
Take care. It was great to see you.
Oh, did he go? Bye.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's cutting out for the night. Love you as well.
See you
Bye.
later, bro.
We'll see you again.
You look good with a beard or without one, man. But you do have a good
You have
smile.
a beautiful soul either way.
You're
Mm-hmm.
a good man. You're a good man. He's a good man, for sure. Dude, but I gotta tell you, whoever's zooming around on here is a little shit.
Huh?
Whoever's zooming around out there is a little shit.
Oh, like in real life.
Yeah, he's outside and he's zooming around. And I guess what day is it? It's not even the weekend, is it?
No, it's not even Wednesday.
Yeah, see, I lose track of days. I don't even give a shit
Yeah.
anymore. And unless I got a appointment, I don't really think about it. Um, and I should think about it more because I forget my damn appointments,
Hmm.
or they forget about me. It's one or the other.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I hate dealing with the medical people. I'll just call them the medical people.
Well,
'Cause I had to take care of my mom.
there's good and bad, and there's a lot of bad there.
Well, I know it
And
must be rough, but
it's very, very necessary, but I'm just very glad my neurologist is not even a neurologist. She is the neurologist assistant, like physician assistant, who
mm-hmm.
knows neurology and all this and that. But she filled in one time for him, and I asked her, I said, you know what, you're really cool. Do you think it would offend Doctor? I won't say his name. If I request that you see me instead of him. And it's no. I mean, like if he needs to see me, that's cool. But because I never ever had a neurologist that acted like she did, like she had a heart, like she
Yeah.
gave shit. She gave a shit, and every neurologist I ever had was a guy. Maybe that's the problem. But like, I gotta say,
I
dude,
don't know.
I had like maybe 10 of them over the years because they were all fucking cocksuckers.
You know
And
what?
so,
Yeah.
yeah, um,
Um, when I was taking care of my mother, she I don't know. I just came to discover that surgeons are probably naturally
cold
psychos.
or more,
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah,
psychopathic a little bit, a little
yeah.
psycho, a
They just
little
want
bit,
to
a little
cut.
bit
They just want
psycho.
to cut.
Yeah, they just want
Yeah,
to cut through the flesh and like, oh yeah, I love doing this. I
yeah.
mean, like it's not probably not that sick all the time, but
No, I know,
there are some sickos out there, man. You gotta wonder.
but some of the doctors, so they scare me. Doctors scare me.
I understand
And
that. Dentists scare me too.
Yeah.
especially now that I've got this neurological disease. I don't want them fucking around and just like giving me another attack. I don't need that, and hopefully that won't happen.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah. But
wondering if I should get the dental work before the infusion or after. I can't because I'm due for an infusion in a couple months, and I don't know, man. It doesn't help me, and as far as I'm concerned, I keep getting worse. But I'm not
mm,
having attacks or new lesions.
yeah.
So, and then they show these ads on television with all these people walking around all happy and fucking, dude, that makes me feel.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they're trying to sell the product and make you
Oh
think the
yeah,
Yeah.
product is going to make you that way.
that's a heinous way of selling a product.
Heinous anus.
Yeah, they're a bunch of anuses. And
Mm, yeah.
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 They're not going to sell a product with a bunch of depressed people.
you ever notice that like just about every fucking pharmaceutical ad nowadays has pastel colors, all of them. Like they're weird.
Mm,
You talking about those TV ads where they rattle off the side effects?
Well,
Oh,
like,
I ignore those. I hate those commercials.
I
well,
hate them
that's the
too.
commercials I'm talking about. They show like
Oh
that,
my God,
and
gross. Yeah, that
and
what a distorted vision of reality.
no, dude.
No, no, I don't know. They're just like they're I think Chris Rock made this joke. He was making a joke about pharmaceutical commercials and he said something like they're ridiculous. Everything needs a drug. And he said, some of them they're like, "Do you wake up in the morning and go to sleep at night?" Then and he's right. He's right though. It's like, yeah, I do that. What? I need a pill? I need a pill for that. Yes, you do. And if you say you don't, you're in denial. It's
Right,
yeah,
right. Yeah,
yeah,
dude. Like,
that's what I hate about it.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's it gives off that vibe. Like, yeah, I don't like that at all.
Yeah, I
It's
don't like it either.
it's gross, man. It's just
Does
gross.
anyone remember those commercials that go and talk to their doctor about that specific medication?
Yeah, yeah, it's like they were it's like treat your doctor like your drug dealer. And it's like ask him it's like
Well,
ask your doctor, it's
every
like,
commercial says ask your doctor,
Yeah, I
and
saw a
yeah,
commercial
now
about
it's saying,
Noxavacabad. And
what's
should
that?
I take it?
What
Do
is
you know
that?
about this doctor? Why haven't you told me about it already? Why did I have to hear about it from a commercial?
Right?
yeah.
Right. Um, yeah, you know what I've noticed now is that just about every commercial at the very end, ask your doctor if you've had a vaccination or you're planning to have a vaccination. Imagine that.
Mm.
Imagine that. Wonder why they're doing that now, huh?
Gee, I don't know. I'm not gonna say because I don't want to
Yeah,
get Jeff in trouble.
Oh yeah.
or get him upset, one or the other.
No,
I'm
no,
more worried about my channel than anything else.
no, no, no. I don't want to get his channel in
For
trouble.
some reason, it's YouTube is fussy about that topic.
Well,
Uh-huh.
it,
Yeah,
it shouldn't be.
yeah. Oh, one time they put me on a Fexer.
I've heard
Oh
of that.
And
yeah, I've taken that before as a trial, but I had some friends that it really helped. Like that was the
oh,
one that
really?
really did the trick for them.
Is that like
Oh,
an
wow.
antidepressant
Yeah.
Well,
or something like that?
well, for me, it was, I don't know, it was
Mood stabilizing.
anti-anxiety.
Yeah, like a mood stabilizing anti-anxiety.
Yeah, yeah. And the thing is, I had to get off of it because it was making me feel like I was tilting to the right. Now, I
Oh,
know that sounds vertical, yeah,
oh,
like a type of,
I know that. I know what you're talking about. Oh
yeah,
my God,
yeah,
that experience is bad. I had some LSD one time at a fairground, and oh my
uh-huh.
God, it was like this tilting effect where I was walking, except it seemed like I was walking and the ground was sideways, and I was walking. It's so fucking,
Yeah,
can't explain it exactly unless you can't really understand it unless you experience it.
right,
I had some
right.
alcohol that did that to me.
Well, that'll
Well,
do. That can do it. That could do it. Yeah.
well, they,
Yeah.
they put me on it. They put me on it, and one time I was talking to one of my editors, and I'm talking to him, and I had a total spin. I felt a spin, and I felt really hot, and I'm like, "Did he see that? Did he notice that?" And so it did things like that to me, and what I did was I'm like, "I'm not taking this anymore," but the thing is, they didn't tell me, um, if you just, like, quit, you'll go through withdrawal.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Oh man, they should have warned you
What
about.
was that? Was it the effexor?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
one of those things they should definitely like warn you about. That's like one of those imperative things to know.
yeah.
Uh, I do know. I did know before one day I missed. I'm on clonazepam and I've been on it for 15 years now,
Mhm.
and that's an anti-anxiety benzodiazepine. And I missed it. It was 48 hours, and I puked, but there was
Oh,
nothing to puke up. It was like I was puking up
yeah.
bile, and
Yeah,
it was not fun. So I try not to miss it. And if the the pharmacy fucks up and doesn't get my shit, that'll really irritate. But it hasn't
yeah.
happened, you know.
Well,
Knock on wood, you know.
I did research too, and I never found anything about the withdrawal, but, the weird thing is, you know how, like, medications have off-label uses? You
hmm,
know, like, well, maybe it wasn't originally made for this, but we also
Oh
use it for that.
yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, so, I'm getting dizzy, I feel like I'm falling, and I kept
vertigo.
researching. Yeah, I kept researching, they're like, "Oh, sometimes we use this for people with MS." And I'm like, "What?"
Shit, man. So what's it called again? Effexor?
Effexor.
You know
Yeah.
what? I think I might have been put on that, and I didn't like the way it tasted, or something was weird about it. It made my stomach hurt. There was something weird about it.
Uh-huh.
I didn't like the way it made me feel, or something. But it was many years ago. I was put on that, I think, and
Well,
it was supposed to help me with tremors. I
I
think.
it that's yeah, okay, so
I think maybe
yeah.
I'm thinking of another drug, maybe, but
Oh, I know, well, there's so many, and
yeah,
yeah, and I mean, how ugh,
yeah,
God.
like there are MS is like big time. That's a big part of a lot of people's MS menu. Um,
Yeah,
it's never fun, especially when you wake up and you got it. And it's just like, what the fuck? You're like,
yeah.
I thought rest was good. Apparently, it wasn't.
Oh,
When you have that kind of experience, then life becomes a whole different reality. It's like I'm just fucking complaining, I guess.
well,
Ah, it is what it is.
everybody needs to vent.
Yeah, man. And I gotta do what Jeff does and
oh,
move a little bit.
oh, I didn't even
What
notice the rocking's back. Wow.
Yeah, I think that's a
oh, the
good.
rock.
I think that actually is a good thing to do. I think it's good for your spine. I think, as long as you keep your spine straight as you can when sitting on a cushioned old bed, cushioned up fucking what the hell are they like? What's that shit called? Um, memory foam, whatever this
Oh,
is.
like
Oh,
Tempur-Pedic stuff.
Yeah, whatever. This brand is called Elixir, and it was good for a long time. But I spent so much fucking time in this thing. It's like it died a long time ago. My memory foam bed forgot.
Yeah.
It forgot. It doesn't go back to normal. I I miss going places. I haven't gone anywhere for a long time. I mean, to do anything at all except appointments, and that's it. Is that healthy? The only thing that keeps me sane are the benzos in the pot.
And
That's
the
it.
Mm.
YouTube.
And YouTube. I mean, like especially
Yeah.
like talking with you guys. I think it really helps me to sit down and talk just with strangers, because I remember that was the best thing about busking, was going downtown, and it wasn't getting cash. I mean, that was cool. People sometimes put 20s in the box, and that's just like, wow, I must be doing something right. But the thing that was really cool was just having conversations with people. That's what these remind me of, is going busking and talking to people, strangers.
Yeah, we're social
Yeah, and they're like,
creatures. We need that.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. And then when you get to a certain age, it's like it seems like everybody they just stay. It's like, okay, I'm married. I'm friends with my spouse. Okay, the family's established, and people
Yeah,
don't try to make friends with other people.
that's right,
And if you're not married, it's like, oh, well, you can go fuck yourself. And
right.
it's like, well, no, we're human too, and but people are really reluctant to make friends with a
Sing.
single
Who wants to
person.
be friends with a married couple anyway? I mean, you don't get a lot of time with them, especially ones with kids. Oh my God, I've lost so many friends to kids.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah.
that's life. I mean, people, that's humanity. They have to breed. They have to
I
breed.
I I guess so, but like
Yep.
everybody I live next to, they're all seniors. It seems like they're all seniors. And
Well,
it's like, I don't know, the friends they have, that's the friends they have. And it's like,
they
they're
used
done.
back when they could used to be able to breed, but not no more. That now they're just really probably not too happy. I can
I don't
imagine.
know. I don't know.
Or they can be very nice. I mean, it could go one way or the other
Yeah.
with older folks. I'm glad my
No,
brother
no,
pretty much.
no. It's just, I think if you follow the mundane route, it's like, it just seems like people, they stop trying to make friends.
Yeah,
And, if you don't go the mundane route, it's like you still have the urge to make friends and talk. And I'm an introvert and I still want to talk to people. And so I
that's
don't
right.
know.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm I'm pretty introverted myself.
Yeah.
Although, just excuse me.
Yeah, I can't tell. I can't tell who the introverts are on YouTube because everybody comes on these panels and just all the
It's
conversation
really
sounds
not a
normal to
big
me. At
deal.
least normal level of conversation. The
No, it's not a
content is
big
not
deal.
always normal.
No,
Um,
I told you it's like, like sometimes you get tired, you're like, "Oh, I'm done talking. I feel tired and I need to recharge." And people make a big deal about that. It's not a big deal. It's just that, we like to
yeah,
talk
I
as
mean,
much
like,
as
if
yes.
people give you shit for that, then they're not your friends at all.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's the case, shit.
Oh, yeah. They used to say shit to me all the time when I was a kid. And it's like, I'm just sitting here. I'm not bothering anyone. And they're
Yeah,
like, "Yeah, but you're being quiet." It's like, yeah, did you notice like an hour before when I was talking my ass off? And
yeah, yeah, dude.
but if you go into quiet, they just get like freaked out. I don't know.
Yeah,
So,
like your family or like teachers.
um, both, both. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, yeah. my family knows I'll yell to the top of my lungs about shit. So I
Yeah, we've
I've
heard you.
never been a quiet person. Um, yeah, it's
Yeah, and then they'd get mad at me for when I would show emotion, like strong emotion, and that
What?
was a yeah, it was a brain fuck. I don't even like
and
I don't know.
Even as a kid? Like,
did they
Um,
show it themselves?
well,
You,
Jesus. I mean, I mean, I'm from an Italian family, so
yeah,
I don't.
yeah. So like you
yeah,
could
that's
you,
I
weird for an
I want to
Italian.
turn it around on them, and like that's what I do with my mother. Like when I get pissed off about something or I just talk about something, whatever. I'm
yeah,
like, well, I learned it from you. You know,
yeah.
you know, what it's just like hypocrisy is just
I don't know. I don't know.
familial
And
hypocrisy.
well, one time, I was driving. I was really young, and but I was old enough to drive, and my parents were in the car, and somebody cut me off in traffic, and I did, I said, "Hey," and then they shamed me for like an hour for just showing that,
Oh
and
my
it's like,
God.
and it's like,
Man, that's fucked up, dude. Like that's like they got some sort of issues they got to work out.
well, they're dead, so it doesn't matter.
Well,
But
I'm sorry. I'm
yeah, they
sorry.
weren't all bad, but
I'm sorry. I'm
no,
sorry.
it's okay, it's okay.
I didn't know they were
And
dead.
I don't know if it was because they were like their parents were immigrants, and maybe the talking and the loudness embarrassed them as first generation Americans, and so something, I don't know, something like that. I could never figure it out completely, but you know but
Yeah.
yeah.
I've had Greek and Italian friends my lifetime, and their family, if they're off the boat, they
Uh-huh.
are they can be really fucking off the wall manic. You know what I mean? They're just like,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
it's just it
It's
is.
really only white people and Asians that are uptight. Most other cultures have a healthy,
Yeah, they have a
unrestrained
healthy, like,
emotional
kind of
life.
like, they almost sound really fucking hateful, but then they act like everything's normal afterwards. It's so weird. Uh,
No, yeah, I don't know. It's just like, it's like I'm expressing myself, and then it's like, okay, shut up and repress that.
yeah,
Back and forth, and it's like, you're making me crazy. You're
yeah,
making me
dude,
nuts.
that's like a boat you don't want to be on, right?
Well, luckily I wasn't on a boat,
No, I mean like that,
so
like
yeah,
uh, metaphorical boat back and or just waving. The ship is rocking.
yeah, yeah. That must have been, well, I don't know, but luckily I was born in the Midwest, and I don't know. It's I don't know. I just don't like the. It's like, you're crazy. Why aren't you talking? Oh, when you do, you're crazy. Stop
Oh my
talking.
God. That
I
sounds
I get that
neurotic.
constantly. Oh, it's terrible. Yeah, well, no, it made me neurotic. Yeah, yeah. That's why I had that weird dream that I dreamt I was like naked in a grocery store last night, and it's because people were telling me in my real life, they're like, why are you angry about things? And I had a few things that I think warrant some anger. And by the way, it's not good to plug in anger because it'll become depression. And people are like, you're too angry. And then I had that dream, and I'm like, huh, okay. So a big part of me wants to just like hide that stuff, because people tell me, "Oh, that's too much. You're too much.
That's
You
the
don't have
emotion police.
emotions."
What do they have like some little thermometer they walk around with
I
and
don't
like
know.
say, "Oh, you're too angry. It's crossed this threshold. We've determined." Anger's no, you don't have to justify or explain anger.
Yeah, it's not like I go around punching people or something.
Most
It's just
people are
like,
not randomly angry for no reason. Usually if somebody's angry, there's a reason for it. That is normal.
no, but people get I don't know, certain people, you talk about something and I don't know, maybe your voice will go a little high or whatever. And it's like, I'm not a violent person, as you could probably imagine. And I don't know why people get so, it's like, yeah, you're feeling too much. Don't do that. Which is so stupid because it's like, oh, really? I never thought of
What's
that.
it gonna do to them? Like, why worry
I
about
don't
your
know.
feeling? What are they worried?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
I don't. Yeah, I
Yeah.
never understand. I even see it happen on panels on YouTube where
Yeah.
people have that reaction to other people's emotions. It's
Yeah,
got to be cultural.
I don't really know. I can't really figure it out. I do resent people telling me like you're feeling too much. I do
Yeah,
resent that.
don't. Yeah, me too. Oh, yeah, that would. I don't have a good reaction to that either.
And then you walk
But A,
around
who
and
are
you think you're
you? And B,
crazy.
why are you worried about my emotion? Like you have your own emotions you could worry about. Why are you focused on mine at all?
Yeah,
It
and like
seems
I
like
said,
poor boundaries on their part.
Hey guys, I'm
well,
sorry, I gotta hop off real quick. It was good
oh,
to hang out with you dudes. Or dudette and dude. It was good to hang
You
out.
too, Busker.
All right,
okay.
Take care.
y'all.
Bye.
See you.
Take care. We'll see you again. And what you described about the Midwest, like all the double
Mhm.
messages
Oh
and the
yeah.
confusion, that it reminds me of the interview with Susanna yesterday, where her teachers were telling and her students were giving her all of these double messages, and it was making her crazy. And it would
Yeah.
make me crazy too. Like even if people do that to me just a little tiny bit, it makes me crazy.
Yeah, I don't
I
yeah, I
my
don't
my brain completely collapses under cognitive dissonance. If you're telling me two or three different things that and none of them are compatible with each other, I'm not gonna be able to process anything. I'm not gonna be
yeah,
able to integrate or fit in or give you what you're looking for or meet expectations. None of that.
yeah, I was a teacher, but I never taught children. I taught adults. Um, but so it wasn't as bad like what she described. But I don't know, just recently it was like, it's like, well, I don't know. People have been telling me this since I was a child. It's like, shut up, why aren't you talking? Shut up, why aren't you talking? I'm not lying either. Yeah. And yeah, it'll make you neurotic because it's like, what am I supposed to think?
I know,
Now,
really. And why are you supposed to be even listening to these people? Like, why are these people determining
I don't know.
whether you speak, whether you shut up? Like,
Now, strangely, the two professions I had, I know how to hold my tongue, and sometimes that can be useful. Um, like for example, if when I was interviewing people, well, sometimes you don't show judgment, and they'll talk more.
oh yeah,
Yeah. Um, and I certainly don't. I didn't want students to think I was judging them. So I don't know. That comes in handy, but I don't appreciate. I mean, I don't know. I'm just a human. Sometimes I have to feel things.
I think it's
You know.
normal to.
Well,
I don't know how people go without their emotions. Like, either they're turning them off and they're not feeling at all, or they're deeply,
well,
deeply repressed. But either way, I don't know how people are managing either situation.
Well, some people, I do think if you need anything emotionally, they suddenly think you're gross or disgusting, and they don't want to deal with it.
Why? I'm
I
not
don't know.
threatened
I've
by other
had I've
people's
had that
emotions
happen
at
to me.
all. I have my own emotion. I have a healthy sense of my own emotions. Other people's emotions are not going to bother me or affect me. They can have their emotion, and I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
It's not icky to me.
well, yeah, well, I had bad experiences with some men, and it's like, it's like, oh, they like, everything's cool because I like cool things and la la la, and then I don't know, if you get upset for something, they just suddenly they would like totally, it's like, oh my God, you're so gross, and they would ignore me, and it's like, okay, all right, what lesson am I learning here? And but yeah, so that's happened to me a few times. So
Yeah, that's the interpersonal stuff is a hard one, especially with intimate relationships, because they repeat all
yeah,
those old patterns.
hmm yeah.
Apocalypse, what's up with you today? You're yelling, but no one's answering. Oh my
Is he
God,
writing?
dude. I completely relate. What do you do? Like how do you overcome that enough to function? Yeah, I know exactly what it's like. I do two things. I kind of just write it out or I start working on the story that's driving it and try to turn that around with some kind of different, more realistic story. But when it's powerful or overwhelming enough, it's hard.
hmm
And not to mention I don't often feel much human to begin with. Like my feeling human is hanging on by a thread as it is, because I've always felt like an
What do you mean?
alien.
What do you mean?
I've just never felt like the people around me. I've always been very conscious, and other people have even called me like alien and weird and different. I used to go to parties, and I remember I was at one party and I was telling this girl how I feel like an alien, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I know what you mean. I feel that way too." And I grabbed her
Huh.
hand and I said, "No, I really feel like I'm an alien." And her
Hmm.
eyes got kind of real big, and she's like, "Oh, okay." And then she told other people, like, I met this guy at this party that thinks he's an alien. And then when I'd go to parties after that, she'd introduce me as like, "Oh, this is the guy who thinks he's an alien." And then I got a reputation as that person. Oh, look, there's the alien guy, the guy that thinks he's an alien. And I don't even believe in aliens. I don't think I'm an actual alien. But that's how different I feel sometimes. I'm just aware of the
Yeah.
gap. There's this gap between me and other people. Like you're behind a glass wall, whether it's the
hmm
autism or the
Well,
giftedness or what the cult. Sometimes it's cultural stuff. Like when I'm around people that are too far distant from my culture, I can feel it. So it's not even always just one thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I get that. Yeah, I one time I lived in Pennsylvania, Dutch country, and they were really nice. And but my name alone, they just couldn't get over it, my last name. And yeah, I felt removed from them a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
just Like you feel the isolation even when you're around other people because you can only connect so far.
yeah, yeah.
So apocalypse, are you saying that like I don't know, relaxation or meditate, like you have some way of quieting all of that, and that helps So yeah, I don't have that. I try, but I have not perfected the art of stillness at all, as you can see.
Hmm.
That's good. If yeah, I've heard that it helps other people too. Meditation,
I used to.
relaxation, even breathing exercises, sometimes stretching or yoga, lighting a candle.
Yeah, I used to be an intermediate in yoga. Hmm.
Oh wow, what kind?
Oh, just yeah, just the standard, not like the hot house yoga or the
I've always wanted to try
mm,
hot yoga.
yeah, that's intense. That's intense. But yeah, I became an intermediate, not an expert, but an intermediate. And yeah, that did help. That
Is
helped
that
a
like
lot.
holding the poses, the cow and the blossoming
Yeah.
snake and whatever they do?
Yeah, my favorite one was half pigeon. That
Oh,
was my favorite.
let me look that one up.
Yeah, go ahead, look it up. Yeah. Um, and I got injured when I was in my 20s, and I hurt my sciatic nerve. Um, And so I just kept doing yoga, and they're like, yeah, that'll help it. And they're right. Oh, wait, let's see.
Her?
Oh, yeah, okay, except one thing. Okay, that's half. Okay, I could go down to the floor. My head could go to the floor.
Oh wow, kind of like she's leaning. Her,
Oh, yeah, there's a girl. It looks like a girl, like in the right-hand corner. Yeah, that.
her. Oh wow,
Yeah, yeah.
and
In
that's her
fact,
leg. Oh my God.
yeah. So the front leg is bent, so it's not a complete split, but they used to instructors used to use me as an example for new people. They're like, you want to do that, you want to get to there, and they would point at me while I was doing it, and it was funny. And then I remember some girl, she said, "Oh yeah, right." Like that was her way of saying, "Oh, as if I could do that."
How do people know? Like, why do they say dumb shit like that? They don't know.
I don't know. They just have to practice. You just have to get your ligaments. You just have to practice. That's all. That's all.
Apocalypse. I have tried that guy before. I'm gonna try him again, but he never see. I know he's supposed to bring peace, but it never works. But I am not opposed to giving it a try. And anger is normal. So even if you think I don't moralize about my emotions, whatever I'm feeling, I'm feeling. They arise spontaneously. And
Anger and cruelty
cruelty
aren't
is
related.
probably
Cruelty isn't anger.
it's not something you probably want to actually do, but the impulse to be cruel is just as natural or spontaneous as any other emotion. Um, it's hard to respect the people that I'm angry at because I'm usually angry at for a reason
Mm.
involving some sense of disrespect. Looking people in the eye, yeah, I do that part, believe it or not. Um, I guess if like unchecked anger, if you're not doing anything with it and it's just sitting there, like you're not tending to it and it's just piling up
Well,
and there's no outlet for it. Yeah, I have some of that. There's certain people I have some of that for because there's no way to get resolution to it. And so it's gonna just always sit there toward that one person in my brain.
mm,
But usually I try to, if I'm angry at somebody, I try to have it out with them if I can. Like get
um,
that closure one way or the other.
yeah. Oh my God. I'm sorry. That's my cat. I'm sorry.
What is that,
Um,
kitty?
yeah. Yeah. Just saying opera. Um, but no, I don't usually. I've never got closure, but I just resent people. Why are you making me feel bad just because I'm showing a strong emotion? I'm not hurting you. I'm not blaming you. I'm just getting it out. And it's like, oh no, that's terrible. Stop it. It's inconvenient. Okay, whatever, you know. I don't know.
Yeah, that usually just tells me they're the wrong people, and I just
Yeah, yeah, I
don't
guess you're
fool
right.
with them anymore.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Because I don't hurt people. And it's not like I'm somebody who like punches walls or something or I don't do anything. It's just if you don't get it out some way, you keep it in and it kind of hurts you. But
Oh,
I
you're
don't
cool
like being
enough.
shamed.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. I don't either. That usually turns to anger really quickly.
yeah,
But also, like usually when I'm angry, it's mostly at myself because I had some
yeah,
kind of role in why I'm even involved with this person in the first place, even if it's like on a friendship or even coworker level. So usually it I could have made different choices, and so I end up, yes, it's partly directed at that person, but I take a share of it myself usually, and that's the part
yeah.
that lingers longer than the other person because it's like, you dumb idiot, if you
Why
had
didn't
made
you do
better
this? Why
choices
didn't you
you
do
would not
that?
even be
Yeah,
feeling this right now.
yeah. Well, yeah, sure. Yeah, that's a good part of it. That's a good chunk of it. But it's like, Jesus, can I even I don't know. I guess that's why therapists exist. It's like, at least if you go to a therapist, they don't yell at you for showing emotion, I guess. But it's weird that,
Not to me, no, not a good one. A good one should not. That would be a red flag to me if a therapist started to shame me over having some emotions.
right. Well, I think that's why people bother. They bother going to therapists. For me, I thought, well, friends, blah, 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 people, but it's like, no, after a while, they just don't want to hear it. So then people employ a therapist. Um, and the weird thing is, it's like, I had this metaphor for how I was as a child. Um, do you know how like, do you know how like some pets are more low maintenance than others? Um,
Like fish and cats
yeah,
and sea
okay,
monkeys.
exactly. Yeah, it's like how my the way my parents and everybody like, if I showed any whatever, I used to think, well, Jesus Christ, if I kept everything inside anymore, I'd be a goldfish. Is that what you want, a goldfish? And I just remember that, it's like, yeah, you want me to be a goldfish. It's like, okay, just make sure they're alive, Yeah, I don't want to hear anything about, your inner interior life or anything, but that's yeah,
Those
so
would not be very interesting people to me. That's all
well,
they wanted.
well, yeah, I
And I
guess.
guess I've been, because they have a lot of them up here. I'm not so much where I come from, but
Yeah,
and yeah, those are all the people. When I talk about the people up here and how it's hard to find people to hang out with and do things with, it's because most of them get filtered out by doing stuff like that. I'm like, okay, well, there's not a lot of potential in this relationship. I'm gonna move on because
yeah.
I don't want to be like, I don't know how to be even acquaintances with somebody that just wants a goldfish. Like I don't even know the purpose. Why would we even hang out?
I don't know, but yeah. So yeah, that's something. One time, I was visiting a cousin with my parents, and I don't know, my mother was yelling at me because, like, I felt sick from the car trip, and my cousin said, "What? Why are you yelling at her? She's wonderful." And my parents said something like, "Oh, she shouldn't be complaining at all." And I was like, "Wow." I was really young. It's so that they wanted me not to, you know,
Not to
verbalize,
be sick or not to like just be sick and not tell anybody?
to be an inconvenience, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. And then I say these things, and then people are like, "Oh, that's messed up." Some some people, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm done. Yeah,
Uh,
I'll stop talking about myself. Sorry.
well, I appreciate you sharing
Yeah.
what you did.
Um. Okay. Well, I'll say good night. Good night, Jeff, and good night, everyone. Um. Yeah.
You as well. Good. It's been a pleasure, as
Yeah. It's
always.
been a pleasure. It was therapeutic as well. And yeah, maybe I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, I will probably be out tomorrow or
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I'm going to try to do daily. It really just depends on how my day goes each day. And so I'll probably be out tomorrow.
Okay.
Have a good rest of your night and take care. We'll see you again.
Okay. Bye.
Good night. Oh, I hate it when it does that. That's a new thing. It used to default to this, where you could still see the background, and now it does this every time someone leaves. Hey, Angeline, what's up? How are you? Okay, let me see this. Yes, that's what they did to me. That's why I don't take them. They made me into a zombie, and they would try different one. Like you try this one for a while, and if that didn't work, they'd switch you to another one, and you try it for a while. So I just went through trial after trial for like almost a year. It seemed like of different medications, and none of them took the symptoms away, and they either did nothing at all, or they made me into a zombie where I couldn't even function. I slept all day. I couldn't get out of bed. When I was out of bed, I couldn't really do anything. I didn't have any kind of motivation or focus at all. There was the sex thing, sexual side effects. None of that seemed like that was not the type of life I was trying to live. That was not more ideal than what I had originally taken the medication for to begin with. Yeah, I think a healthy community, a healthy social group, friends, like just healthy social connections in general can some of that I think is just a response to not having that or having that can help mitigate some of the internal stuff. A support system. Like I've done so many streams on this, and that is the one constant in my life. I would not be where I am today at all if I did not have the right support at the right time when I needed it. Just somehow I've always managed to find, create, have that support somehow. And that more than anything else is what has gotten me through the darkest times. It wasn't medication, it wasn't therapy, it wasn't anything even I necessarily did. It was having either that community, that individual support, some kind of support, mentorship, professional support. That has been the golden thread through everything. And if I didn't have that in some kind of way, even if it's just a drop here and there, I think I'd be in the same boat. Like I don't know how I would have made it. Oh, so you on purpose? You- That's how I am now because I can't find any friends that it seems like a mutual thing. They're so weird up here, and I'm weird to them. It's like a mutual weirdness. There's a I don't know how to overcome that social, cultural, emotional distance that kind of hangs in the air, and so it's really hard having friends up here. It's not by choice, and I don't like wasting my time or anybody else's time on dead end relationships that are not gonna. There's no point to them. Like nobody's getting anything out of them, and we're just draining our time and energy. Did any of it help, Apocalypse? Because medication's not for everybody. I don't take it. I haven't taken psychiatric medication. God, like 30 years probably. And even the little bit I did take were those trials I was talking about. None of it worked. But then I have friends that is the thing that makes the difference. And without it, they would be much worse. So it's very individualistic. But if it doesn't work, to me, there's no reason to do it unless now there's some conditions. I'm talking about things like anxiety, depression, etc. But there are some actual like neurological conditions that the medication is what makes the difference. And I think always talk to your prescriber, your doctor. Angeline, we had they changed my work schedule and I work very early now, so I have very early nights. I have to go to sleep very early, wake up very early. So it's been cutting my streaming short, but I'm adapting. But I'll probably be out tomorrow, afternoonish, evening, depending on where you are. Usually about 7 p.m. Eastern, about 4 p.m. Pacific. Sometimes an hour earlier when I can. So, oh, well, God, I hate turning anybody away. Here, let me drop your channel. If you have not checked out Angeline yet, she truly is a joy. She goes live. She talks about mental health topics. She talks about neurodivergent. She talks about her story. I love Angeline. I learn something from her every single time she comes up or goes live. And it's all from her own experience. So I think she's a great sub. If you haven't discovered her already, definitely give her a like and subscribe. Are you going to go live now? I can just send everybody over there. I mean, I could probably do 15 more more minutes if you really want to come up, or Angeline, I was telling people earlier today, I want to start doing more interviews, like more one-on-ones. So if you want to do a one-on-one with me one day, we should schedule, like, plan it, and we could pick a topic or a couple of topics, and it could just be me and you for like an hour, hour and a half, and then we can have a panel at the end and bring on callers. I want to do more targeted one-on-one conversations like that. Okay, well, let me know, and we can do one of those soon then. And in the meantime, I'm gonna wrap this one up. So if you're still looking for some cool content in a similar vein, do check out Angeline. She's gonna go live soon. So there's her channel, and I hope to see you soon, Angeline. It's been a while since we caught up. All right, I guess that's Apocalypse. Keep doing what you're doing. It sounds like you have some good coping tools yourself. I'm even learning, getting some tips from you. So I'll be out tomorrow. We can all check in if you want. In the meantime, have a good rest of your night and go watch Angeline, and I'll see you tomorrow. Probably tomorrow, unless we'll see how the day goes. If my body and mind cooperate, I will be out here tomorrow. All right, take care, everybody. I appreciate and love you all. We'll do it again soon.